Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the Grey. Today's video, we're going to start collecting Umbra Turris, and today we're going to take a look at the Hobgoblins. Now in this video, we're going to look at the Hobgoblin starter box, talk a little bit about what Hobgoblins are on the tabletop, before looking at some of the other races we can bring into the force of evil that is the Hobgoblins. At the end of the video, we'll show you a little sample armor list of 750 dragon coins, which is the points value equivalent of the game, and show you and hopefully give you some inspiration for starting your own Hobgoblin force. So, with that said, you get 6 Hobgoblins in the starter force. There's a variety of cool different miniatures. You'll get miniatures suitable to represent both your leader and a mage or priest option within the box, which is pretty cool. Now, on top of that, so let's talk about the Hobgoblins. They have their cool little stat line: leadership 6, movement 15, weapon skill 6, strength, speed, ballistic skill, wounds 7 with toughness 6 as well, and 47 coins for each of your Hobgoblins. They can be anarchistic as well as being evil as well, so they are a pretty solid race. You know, you've not got a terrible stat line, you've got some cool things in there. The extra strength on them over some of the other races is really nice. Strength 7 is, pretty good. That's like on human and elf equivalent. Now they've got their own special rule called Destiny, where any successful spell or ranged attack against any hero made by an enemy within 20 centimeters of a Hobgoblin may be cancelled. You roll a d6, and on a 5+, the magic is dissolved or the shot misses. This ability may only be used once per spell shot, regardless of the number of Hobgoblins nearby. However, if there is more than one Hobgoblin in the party, the radius of this ability is increased to 25 centimeters. So they have this cool thing where it's really hard to take them down by ranged attacks, whether that be magical or shooting with crossbows and bows and slings and all of that, which makes them, quite a nice little party. You're not generally the toughest thing in the world, but you do have some good offensive stats to go with, and you can be, relatively cheap and get a few extra models in your party than some of the other parties if you go about spending your models and your points nice and sparingly. Now, if we're looking for other races to bring into the fight, first of all, we have humans. Humans are really cool because there are 5 different types of humans in Umbra Turris, and all of them can be from any alignments. This is really cool if you're looking to expand your collection and you've got a couple of different forces and a couple of different starter sets. Humans are always a great pick up because you can fit them into any force you want. Now, you've got different options with your humans. You've got the people of Morton, where if a Morton is charged or attacked with a normal or power strike, the damage they received is lowered by 1. The people of Borea, where if a Borean is the party leader, you can reroll any 1s when making leadership tests, or orders issued by Boreans can be rerolled. You can fight upon death if you're from Vatveria. The people of Estonia can reroll 1s when making precision strikes, and the people of Undor get +1 strength when they charge. So you've got a nice variety of different humans you can choose from, and they can all be from any alignment, so you can take all of them in your Hobgoblin force if you want. Now, if we look to the elves, we can take Dark Elves in our force as well. Dark Elves have the Fierce Charge rule, where when charging, a Dark Elf gains +1 to normal and precision strikes, so a nice, just solid ability there on the offense. Northern Dwarves are the type of dwarf we can take with our force, where they lose 2 or more wounds. They gain +2 to all power strikes until the end of the cycle, so you hit them, they get angry, and they hit you back even harder. And lastly, we have the Black Orcs. Now, they have the ability to be both anarchistic and evil, and you can also choose to take Umbra Core Orcs as well. They will be anarchistic, evil, and neutral. Now, Umbra Core Orcs, when charging, they inflict +2 damage, but Black Orcs, instead of using a weapon, a Black Orc may use his natural weapon, Fangs and Claws, when charging. Such attacks grant him +3 to normal strength, and it may result in a critical strike, even though they're not actually using weapons, which is pretty cool. Being able to just punch someone and get critical strikes is really awesome. Alright, and so here we have our sample army list for the Hobgoblins. Now, to get us started, we are going with alignment evil for the Hobgoblins. We've got 750 dragon coins spent on the nose. Now, our leader, he's going to be an executioner. The speed characteristic of any executioners is increased and will equal 8, so we get some extra speed there. When making a ranged attack, executioners can also move up to their speed in centimeters, and the executioner may deal critical strikes when shooting with any bow or crossbow. The executioner can be equipped with poison, and if they are, they can reroll all critical strikes in combat. So this is really solid stuff. Like, we're going to also have, you know, the special crossbow on our model, which is going to be the Crossbow of Doom, which goes to damage 2 and a range of 40 centimeters that will ignore armor and can only be taken by the Hobgoblins. But we've also got poison there, a dagger, which will triple in cost thanks to being our second weapon, light helmet, leather shirt, and leather greaves for some solid armor on the model as well. Now, for our mage type character in this party, we've gone with an alchemist. Alchemists are really interesting. They will be a mage, and they can also have any equipment. Before the battle, alchemists provide the party with potions which do not count against any additional equipment limit. The player may allocate chosen drawn potions to be chosen for the heroes before battle. You choose 2 different potions or roll d6 4 times. So either pick the 2 you want, or you get to roll 4 times on the list. This can be potions of strength, which will give you extra strength, potential to get extra wounds, a +2 to your weapon skill, your speed, ballistic skill can get +4, or you can get +2 toughness. For the rules regarding potions, you can see the basic sort of rules for potion use, but an alchemist can choose 1 domain of magic, and they can reroll all magic tests from any spell from the domain of fire. So generally, you're going to be wanting to take fire magic with them. Now this goes really nicely. The potions they're going to provide are going to give you some nice buffs and going to provide support, while meanwhile you've got, you know, your fire magic there to be damage dealing. Now we've then got a Hobgoblin here that's going to be a cutthroat as well. What cutthroats do is when they use a knife or dagger for making precision strikes, the cutthroat inflicts 3 damage instead of 2. So they get that little extra bit better. We've also gone for a sling on the model, a tracker cloak there, and a bunch of light armor options as well. We then have a Brigand, which, if at the beginning of his turn the Brigand is in terrain or they're hidden, when he charges he gets +2 to any strike. A Brigand fighting an enemy in terrain always inflicts 1 more damage as well. They actually gang up and beat someone up in the terrain. We then have one that's going to be a Corsair, which will have the cool ability where they can charge up to their speed ×3 in centimeters, and if the enemy speed is equal to or less than the Corsair, you can reroll any 1s or 2s when making a normal strike. Lastly, we've got a Crafty Merchant. The merchant may buy 3 different items from additional equipment section. When an enemy charges the merchant, he may immediately give the enemy one of those items and thus prevent the enemy from attacking. The merchant may give an item this way only while being charged, and in addition, when drawing item cards, the player may draw twice as many cards as allowed. The player keeps the item cards that they consider appropriate. Player may keep only a number of cards, though, equal that normally would be allowed from the draw like normal. But this is a fun little Hobgoblin force. If you have played Umbra Turris, if you've played with the Hobgoblins, let us know how you've gone down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server which is linked down in the video's description. Also, down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, or by grabbing some merch from either Ko-fi or Teespring. All of these are the best ways to help support the channel, and it means the world to us that people do choose to help support us. Now, as a special thank you to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lowe, Alder Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and Nuffs. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya Lockloric, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, James South, Dave Crozier, Dylan Areno, and James Tillman. And lastly, a special thank you to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel. You can see here, and indeed pick up the stickers of the amazing artwork, or the amazing artwork on our merch as well if you want to. But thank you once again, everyone, and a special thanks as well to everyone who helps support the channel, and to all those who come and help with the channel, be the people that come and do battle reports, or indeed those that are managing our Discord server. Thank you all once again, everyone. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.